Okay, so now that you've had your touch-up done on your guest or your mannequin and your colors processing, usually our colors, especially for gray hair, will cover and process for up to 45 minutes in order to get like full total coverage of their gray. When you're going to be glossing or refreshing their color or doing a toner or a glossing service after highlights on a blonde, you're going to want to allow about 15 to 20 minutes for that service. So if it takes you about 15 minutes to put the color on, her regrowth, and you've got a total of a 45-minute timing, then after you put the regrowth, the touch-up on, you're going to want to wait maybe like 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, then it's time to put your Zone 2 and 3 acidic color on Shades EQ gloss, because then you'll process and it'll all be finished at the same time. You'll be ready to wash. So here's the process for going through application for Shades EQ gloss. In this case, I already have root color on. So oftentimes what I'll do is I'll start in the back and do the front last, especially if I want it darker in the back, lighter around her face. So in general, I'll take a parting about an inch. It doesn't have to be quite as small as when you're doing the regrowth, because Shades EQ is really pliable. It moves pretty easily and it goes on. I use my hand and the 4 fingers to do like the backdrop, I use it like a board, and my thumb actually pushes the product into the fiber, into the hair fiber. So I'll take a section, put my fingers together, apply a pretty good amount of Shades EQ gloss, use my thumb to push it in, and instead of pulling it out towards me here, helps keep it from getting messy if you just go straight up the hair strand like this, because then if it drips, where does it drip to? Right? Down there. So that's a hot tip for saving a little bit of work, cleaning up your mess afterwards. Once I get to the end, I lay that aside, take another section. I do a pretty good amount. I want to spread it, and I also want to connect right there. I want to make sure there's no dry hair in between Zone 1, which is the first inch of hair, and Zone 2, which is the middle section, right? And then I go into Zone 3, or wherever the hair is the most porous, all the way down, and then get her up. Also, when you're doing a glossing service on a client, make sure you put a towel around their neck, and you don't just have a cape on them. You want to have a towel there, because this is pretty moist and it will wet the cape, and then you'll have a mess when they sit down and they lean back against it, and then you've just got all sorts of problems. So always make sure you put a cape or a towel around the cape when you're doing this. So I'm going to go down, take another inch parting, and as you can see, I'm using a lot because I really want this to absorb into the hair. And hair is porous, it's like a sponge. So this gloss is healthy for the hair. It fills in the porosity. It's really, really good for shine. And of course, it comes in like a million different colors. So whether you want to do a glossing, glazing service as your toner for a blonde, or if you're just refreshing a redhead or refreshing a brunette, Shades EQ gloss is your go-to. Shades EQ cream is wonderful too. It's a little harder to do in the bottle. Shades EQ cream, you would use a bowl and a brush to apply to the Zone 2 and 3. So when I'm done, I usually just let it hang, or I'll set it on the towel and fold the towel over it so that the client doesn't lean against anything if she has really long hair. So if that seems great to you and you feel like you can go demonstrate that, then by all means, go ahead and find yourself a mannequin or a live client and do a Shades EQ glossing service application on the whole strand, Zone 2 and 3, if you're doing a retouch, or Zone 1, 2, and 3. And you probably will want to be able to apply that in about 15 minutes.